Living off the dead.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew. Serious question. What the hell is with the zombie series?
I'm not necessarily talking about the quality of the movies themselves. I'm referring more toward the utter confusion that is the unofficial Italian sequel genre.
Genre? Is it technically a genre? Oh well, you know what I'm talking about.
In 1978, George Romero followed up his groundbreaking film Night of the Living Dead with the equally groundbreaking Dawn of the Dead. Part of the deal between Romero and producer Dario Argento was that Argento had the right to recut the film for foreign markets. This recut version was retitled Zombie for its Italian release, and seeing a cash grab, Italian producer Fabrizio De Angelis quickly retitled Lucio Fulci's zombie classic Zombie 2. But when it was released in the United States, the movie was retitled yet again to just Zombie. That's Zombie with an E at the end. Yes, that is important to point out.
Out there, they're coming back to life. They're everywhere.
Zombie, or Zombie 2 as it's known in Italy, was a smash hit, and producers begged Lucio Fulci to do a sequel to his unofficial sequel.
But Lucio Fulci held off on doing a sequel, that is until 1988, when he finally gave in and directed the not nearly as good but still underrated Zombie 3, which in Italy is masking as a second sequel to Dawn of the Dead. Unfortunately, distributors failed to retitle the film for non-Italian markets, and the film was still released as Zombie 3 in the United States. Which confused a lot of people, because in the United States, there was no Zombie 2.
Well, I mean, there is a Zombie 2, but Zombie with an E at the end and Zombie with no E 2 are the same movie.
To make things even more confusing, American distribution companies started releasing VHS copies of Zombie as Zombie 2, but that's Zombie with an E in it. And when Italian producers decided to carry on the series after Zombie 3, they added the E back into the title of Zombie.
But that literally makes no sense, because if you put the E back in Zombie, then that implies that Lucio Fulci's film is the start of the series, which means that Zombie 3 is Zombie 2, and Zombie 4 is Zombie 3, and Zombie 5 is Zombie 4.
Anyhow, I guess we should actually talk about one of these films. I thought I'd start with the one in the series that gets the most amount of hate, Zombie 4 After Death.
We have to move. They're coming. By the hundreds.
The movie begins with a group of mercenaries trying to stop a voodoo priest from turning the inhabitants of a tropical island into bloodthirsty zombies.
It goes about as well as you'd think it would.
Fortunately, this little blonde girl manages to survive by running away as the island descends into chaos, which is pretty fucking miraculous. Look how slow she is. She almost trips over her own damn feet.
And where did she run to? Did this little bitch swim off the island?
Fast forward some years later, and now the little girl is all grown up. She apparently spends her time hanging out with ex-Vietnam vets whose hobbies include driving speedboats, smoking weed, and listening to dope-ass hair metal.
Don't think she's enjoying herself.
I don't know, maybe she's seasick.
For some reason, the girl is determined to return to the island where her parents were killed all those years ago. Right away, they're attacked by some zombies, and Dopey the Dick here gets killed off. But not to worry, some other random people arrive to fill the body count void.
Book of the Dead.
No, you mustn't open it.
Now, if you were stuck on a zombie-infested island, who would you want to be stuck there with? A gay porn star, right?
Our leading man here is played by Jeff Stryker, probably one of the most well-known gay porn stars of all time. Replica dildos of his monster dong are still some of the best-selling sex toys to this day.
All jokes aside, Jeff Stryker's actually pretty good in this movie, which isn't that surprising. Everyone knows that Jeff Stryker usually doesn't suck.
Anywho, the movie spends most of its runtime killing off the army guys and the other bullshit characters, leaving just our two leads to save the day. Or not. Zombie 4 was directed by the infamous Claudio Fragasso, the same person who directed Troll 2. Fragasso is usually looked down upon, but he's had a pretty successful career working with Lucio Fulci and Bruno Mattei on multiple films. I will say that I like the atmosphere in this movie. Taking the series back to the Voodoo Island theme is a plus. When I was a kid, I used to think that it was supposed to be the same island as the first movie, Matul. I sort of doubt that now, but it kind of makes the movie a little more enjoyable if you think about it that way. Sure, Zombie 4 is not fantastic, and it's not a particularly good follow-up to one of the best zombie movies ever made. But it is a fun movie. It's definitely not boring. It's got a lot of gore, decent action, and a killer 80s soundtrack.
When I was a kid, I begged for this zombie sequel collection for Christmas. I had dreams about it. And you know what? It didn't disappoint. I watched all 3 of these movies that Christmas, and I thought to myself, why doesn't anyone reference this film?
Go ahead. What are you waiting for? Aim here.